Dear friends, welcome to our channel India-China Cultural Forum. Today our presentation is Panchashil, the essence of India-China cultural relations. The principles of Panchashil played a major role in developing peace among the Asian nations after the post-colonial era. In this presentation, we will focus on few areas and try to understand its importance for enhancing India-China relations. My name is Dr. Das Bikashkali, researcher in the field of India-China cultural relations, founder of XuFancheng Culture Study Center and Pondicherry India-China Friendship Association. For any queries and reaching out to me, you can mail me at thebikashkali@gmail.com. Panchashil is a Sanskrit word that means five virtues or the five principles of peaceful coexistence. In Chinese, it is called Heping Gongchu Wu Xiang Yuanzi. It is a set of principles including not interfering in others' internal affairs and having mutual respect for each other's territorial unity, sovereignty, and integrity. History. December 31st, 1953. While receiving the Indian delegation to the Tibetan trade talks, Chinese Premier Zhou Enlai introduced the five principles governing China's relations with foreign countries. Panchashil were first formally enunciated in the Agreement on Trade and Intercourse between the Tibet region of China and India, signed on April 29, 1954, which stated in its preamble that the two governments have resolved to enter into the present agreement based on the following principles. Number 1. Mutual respect for each other's territorial integrity and sovereignty. Number 2. Mutual non-aggression. Number 3. Mutual non-interference. Number 4. Equality and mutual benefit. And number 5. Peaceful coexistence. The Panchashil was subsequently adopted in a number of resolutions and statements across the world, including the preamble to the Constitution of China, and also adopted by the United Nations General Assembly on 11th December 1957. Panchashil Agreement served as the foundation for India-China relations during the period 1949 to 1958, a period of golden relationship between India-China. Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru said that those who desire peace for the world must know once for all that there can be no equilibrium or stability for either the East or the West unless all aggression, all imperialist domination, all forced interference in other countries' affairs end completely. During Prime Minister Rajiv Gandhi's visit to Beijing in 1988, India and China signed two crucial agreements to establish a joint working group to seek fair, reasonable, and mutually acceptable solution on the boundary question and a joint economic group, and agreed to expand and develop bilateral relations in all fields. Prime Minister Narasimha Rao visited China in September 1993. During this visit, agreement on the maintenance of peace and tranquility along the line of actual control in the India-China border area was signed, providing for both sides to respect the status quo on the border, clarify the LAC where there are doubts, and undertake CBMs. In 2006, President Hu Jintao visited India. The two sides signed a joint declaration to formulate the 10-pronged strategy for deepening the strategic and cooperative partnership. June 23, 2003 in Beijing, Indian Prime Minister Vajpayee visited China. The two sides signed the Declaration on the Principles and Comprehensive Cooperation in China-India Relations and agreed to establish the Special Representatives Meeting Mechanism on India-China Boundary Question. Prime Minister Dr. Manmohan Singh paid his first official visit to China from 13th to 15th January 2008. During the visit, he had extensive discussion with Premier Wen Jiabao and met with President Hu Jintao. A joint document entitled A Shared Vision for the 21st Century of the Republic of India and the People's Republic of China was issued during the visit, outlining common positions on a number of international and some bilateral issues. Significance of Panchashil. India and China framed Panchashil in the context of strengthening bilateral relations and as an alternative to the Cold War and competing alliance systems based on the balance of power. The framework of Panchashil also is widely accepted among Asian countries and in the world at various international fora. Panchashil is not only for relations between India-China but also for their relations with all other countries, so that a solid foundation could be laid for peace and security in the world. Today, Panchashil principles relevance as it is important for India to preserve her independence, sovereignty, and territorial integrity. Panchashil is a framework of basic tenets of engagement between the two sovereign countries and withstands the test of the time. It is equally relevant for all times. Panchashil can provide the ideological foundation for this developing paradigm of international interaction, allowing all nations to work towards peace and prosperity in cooperation while maintaining their national identity, spirit, and character. Scholars' views. In 2014, Zhao Gancheng, a Chinese scholar, said that on the surface, Panchashil seemed very superficial, but under Xi Jinping administration, it has become more relevant again. In 2014, Ram Madhav wrote a piece in the Indian Express titled Moving Beyond the Panchashil Deception and said that if India and China decide to move on from Panchashil framework, it will benefit both countries. Professor Thansen Sen reminded that the genesis of Panchashil may be extended backward, going before 1954. Even before India gained independence, its roots lie in Nehru's attempt to shape a decolonized world and promote Pan Asian ideology, a coming together of peoples and societies of Asia. The Hindi Chini Bhai Bhai phase was disrupted by fissures produced by China's distrust of India eyeing Tibet as China sensed that withdrawal of Britain, India may continue the British colonist posturing over Tibet. In this regard, Panchashil was form of a facade to maintain workable relations post-withdrawal of Britain. He said while coexistence has been worked out through years without resolution of border dispute and Tibet issues, peaceful coexistence will remain out of sight. These were the ending remarks from Professor Thansen Sen during a debate competition on Panchashil and Relevance on January 17, 2015, organized by Observer Research Foundation, Kolkata. Panchamrit New Pillars of India's Foreign Policy. 2015, in the National Executive Meeting of Bharatiya Janata Party, adopted a resolution by PM Modi and Honorable Amit Shah on India's foreign policy initiatives. The resolution listed five cornerstones of the new Indian foreign policy, which is called Panchamrit. Number one, Samman. Number two, Samvad. Number three, Samriddhi. Number four, Suraksha. Number five, Sanskriti एवं सभ्यता. As you can see, in the left hand side is Panchashil and in the right hand side it is the Panchamrit. In 2017, Chinese President Xi offered to work with India to seek guidance from the five principles of Panchashil. During the Belt and Road Forum keynote speech of President Xi highlighted that China will enhance friendship and cooperation with all countries in the world on the Belt and Road Initiative on the basis of the five principles of peaceful coexistence. The informal summits between PM Modi and President Xi on 2018 and 2019. During the Wuhan summit, India made no mention of the Panchashil. PM Modi gave his own five pillars to develop India-China relation: thought, contact, dream, resolutions, and cooperation. China, on the other hand, said both sides agree that the two countries will continuously enhance mutual trust, carry forward the five norms enshrined in the five principles of peaceful coexistence, a stellar example of joint initiatives by the two countries, and blaze a broad path of friendly cooperation between the two great neighboring countries, a path that can best meet the needs of the times. India-China should stick to Panchashil principles, says Chinese envoy ahead of Modi-Xi meet during the second informal summit. Results of the informal summit. The informal summit between the two great leaders brought India and China together. The leaders discussed ways to promote great cultural and people to people exchanges. China and India were more eloquent in building on the profound cultures of the two great Oriental civilizations and harnessing the rich human resources of their combined population of 2.6 billion. The two sides plan to work and create a new boom in cultural exchanges by promoting people to people links and unleashing the vitality of the two emerging economies. For this to happen, the two sides agreed to establish a high level cultural and people to people exchange mechanism. Pandit Nehru and Zhou Enlai were the two great sons of Asia, sincere and selfless, who strove hard to force close ties between India and China and usher in a better world order through Panchashil. There can be no coexistence without diversity. Thus, essential to peaceful coexistence is cultural, economic, and political cooperation among nations. Thank you for watching. To collaborate with us, mail us at xufanchengculturestudycenter@gmail.com. Visit us at www.shu-csc.com.